Greetings, listeners and viewers to northeastvalleynews.org. My name's Ole Olafson. You are listening to This Day in Sport. My microphone wasn't turned up. No, yes, it is. Sometimes things like this happen.
Didn't do sound check on yourself, Oli?
I thought I did.
Clearly, he has his mind on pizza later. And
Definitely.
Well, sometimes that happens for sure.
I mean, my mind's also on pizza, but
You could be listening to us on Spotify at NEVN FM, or you could be checking us out on our site at anyvalleynews.org, and we appreciate that. Happy Halloween, everyone. It's October 31st, Tuesday. In the studio, we have myself, Ole Olafson. Thomas Bonvehi is over in the biohazard suit. He's ready for the potential end of the world.
Yeah, happy Halloween. I would have worn my mask, but
He has a mask, but we didn't want to scare everybody. Preston Grace is sitting next to him. Preston, how you doing today?
Hello. I'm doing good. Even though the D-backs lost last night, I'm doing all right.
Well,
it is what it is. Long series.
right.
On
Well,
to the next one.
right. We'll make it. Also, we have in the studio today Ethan Cohen.
What's up, party people?
All right. I have your microphone. I turned your microphone right up in the nick of time. We got I think we have all of the audio difficulties out of the way.
Perfect.
As I said before, you are listening to This Day in Sport. It's a two-part podcast. The first part's the 2-minute warning. The second part is the main event, where we discuss something. Today, that is going to be the National Basketball Association. That's just our little, that's our teaser for the main event, all right? First things first, though, we got 2-minute warnings to go around the room. We're going to start out with Thomas, because he's at microphone number 1, and we're just going to go clockwise in a clockwisingly direction. Go ahead. What do you got? What do you got for us, Thomas?
I got Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, before the game, he was dropping back like normally he was throwing balls, and I mean he tore his Achilles in week 1, and I mean when Kobe did it, he was never the same player. Kirk Cousins literally tore it against the Packers, and he's out for the year. And there are rumors saying that the Jets are ready to bring him in as early as week 12. Personally, I think that's just a tad bit early, unless they are in an absolute dire situation where they're either around the 5-7 or 6-6 fighting for that, 6th or 7th playoff spot. Then they might have to bring him in. But if they get maybe 7-6 or something like that, I could see them waiting until week 14, which is where I would personally bring him in. He's old. He's an old veteran. He's played the game for a long time. He's had his fair share of injuries, most notably the collarbones. So
Anthony Barr destroyed him. That's crazy.
I don't like the Vikings for that. But it would be a miracle if he could come back. I think he will. I'd say around week 14, he'll probably start playing. If they make the playoffs, he might play those games. But the key word is if they make the playoffs. I mean, if they keep going on this run, if they keep winning. But on this run,
When
Ethan
says
first. And
Defense wins championships.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
And he'll definitely
you
play
got to have
this year.
something
Wilson
else, though, as
Yeah.
well. You have to have something in addition to
Dude,
defense.
Zach
Yeah.
Wilson has honestly played well enough to make the playoffs.
He was the
if he
first
continues
player-
with this play, he's
True.
absolutely.
If making the playoffs is your goal, then bang.
The Jets haven't made the playoffs since Mark Sanchez. They've been
Yeah.
through 6 or 7 different quarterbacks since they've last made the playoffs.
I think that's a bit of
Absolutely,
an
that's the
understatement,
goal.
I think that's a loser's mentality. That's
You guys
just
had
me.
Geno Smith, by the way. I hope you know that.
Yeah, he was garbage for the Jets.
Then why is he doing?
He
so
got
against
punched
Seattle?
in the face, and that was the
I
best.
remember that.
That was the best year the Jets have had
Uh,
since their playoff run.
You guys had
I
a
like
chance.
Gino.
They were
Don't talk
10 and
smack.
5.
I like Geno too, but let's not act like he was this franchise quarterback when the Jets had him. Like the Jets ruined him.
You guys
I
had
mean-
Ryan Fitzpatrick. You guys were 10-5. All you had to do was win or hope the Steelers lost. Steelers won and you guys lost, and you missed out on the playoffs last.
Yeah,
day
they
of
had the
season.
same record. The Jets should have made it over them. That's a whole thing, or played for it.
How'd you
Yeah,
guys
that's
lose to the
different.
Bills? They weren't even good at that time.
Preston.
it
Oh,
is
so
what it is.
sorry. Preston, you're actually Thomas, your 2 minutes ran up. Sorry about that.
I blame Ethan.
Preston, go ahead. You got 2 minutes for your 2 minute warning. Hit it.
Yep, I'm talking about the Detroit Lions and their very, very impressive performance. Mainly their defense last night was the most impressive, but also Jahmyr Gibbs, 152 yards from scrimmage. Sorry, David Montgomery, but you have some competition now.
Yeah, now they've realized.
They took him number 12 overall. I'd hope he'd have competition.
Yeah, it's just he wasn't seeing the field. Now that David Montgomery's not on the field, he's like, oh, crap, now I got to actually work for my job still, which I assume is what he's thinking. I'm not saying
Right, we don't
Probably
know that.
not,
We haven't
yeah.
talked to him or anything.
He saw Jahmyr Gibbs in training camp. I'm sure he knew what he was up against.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so explosive.
It's gonna be tough to stop those two when they're both on.
I mean-
Also, they had 6 sacks as a team. The Raiders are the Raiders. This is probably the most poverty situation I've ever seen a Raiders team in. Even the Derek Carr years, they were much better than this.
Did you see Devontae Adams on the sideline?
Yes, he is not happy.
I think
That-
he's
that
going
was
to get traded on
depressing.
deadline day.
But
I can see that happening.
I got a question for you guys. Jared Goff.
Mhm.
I think he's a top 3 quarterback in the league right now. What do you guys think?
Whoa.
No,
I have
Wait,
him as my
wait.
quarterback
Right.
in my work league. I have
he's
him.
right
he's a
now?
phenomenal
Right now.
quarterback, but this is the problem with recency bias. It's a very real thing. Is a couple years ago when Goff was having a rough year, we were talking about, oh, he shouldn't be in the league and all this stuff. And now when he's finally balling out, we're talking about top 3. We need to have
Hell
a
yeah,
middle
we're-
ground
heck
here.
yeah,
Here's
we're
the
talking
thing.
about top 3.
He is
The stats don't lie.
He is
Stats aren't
here's the
everything, though,
thing.
dude. On
He's
film,
always
there's no way.
struggled with in his first year with both the Rams and the Lions. He struggled. Second year, balled out. Third year, I was skeptical because the third year he did okay, but he's been doing really good for Detroit. I can't put him in top 3, but I can definitely hear an argument for top 5 because, in my opinion, he's been better than Justin Herbert.
Perfect. That's all I got, Ole.
All right. You had 5 seconds to spare. That's nice. Thanks.
Nice,
Preston.
good work.
Ethan, see if you can come up with 5 seconds to spare. Go ahead. Start 2-minute warning.
Probably not. I'll be 5 seconds over.
Oh, you just wasted 2 seconds.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so the Jets and Giants might have just played the funniest game I've ever watched in my entire life.
NFL follies.
Yeah, it was so funny. So the Jets ended up winning 13-10, which is crazy because they had no timeouts with 24 seconds left on their own 25.
Wasn't
Down
13-10 the score that somebody was calling every single
It
game
was
last?
Jared Heath. I
The
believe.
Jared Heath, 13-10,
Yeah.
man.
No,
that's
his
right.
was 17-10.
Oh, shoot. I thought it was
17-10.
13-10. Go ahead. 13-10. Weird.
So both teams combined for 24 different punts. And there was records there, obviously, but the biggest record being an actually good one, Jets punter Thomas Morstead became the first Jets punter ever to pin 3 punts inside the 5 in one game.
Well, he had a lot of practice there. He was in a groove during the game.
The punter earned his money that game.
Yeah, man. No getting cold on the sidelines for those guys.
No touchbacks either. Like, it was a crazy performance from him. And obviously, Quincy Williams continues to play like an all-pro linebacker.
And
but
you guys could have lost, but Graham Gano just shanked it.
oh
a
yeah,
35-yarder.
Gano also missed a 35-yard field goal, which would have put the Giants up by 6 with 20 seconds left. But he kind of screwed the pooch. But the craziest thing, I think, is that the Giants netted passing yards of -9. I mean, they ran the ball 52 times, and Tommy DeVito came in for Tyrod Taylor. He threw for -1
It
yards.
was a cold and windy day in New York. Those
Yeah.
are not fun.
MetLife disaster.
It was a disaster,
You guys
but
need a new
through
stadium.
all the chaos, the ending was kind of cool. I mean, spiking the ball with 1 second left, when they threw the ball in bounds, like that's crazy. And then kicking the field goal to go into overtime. But just overall, not a game to be proud of if you're on either side. Obviously, the Giants are kind of crap.
They're
But-
stuck.
Yeah.
Dang, you ran out of time. 2 minutes is up.
Yeah, I told you that would happen.
Good job. Good job, though. Well, we distracted you a couple times. My 2-minute warning is going to start right now. Bammo. It's week 9 of college football, and this is college football crazy talk.
It's almost that time, Ole.
I know it's getting close to the end of the season. I'm starting to get anxiety attacks. We had a couple of upsets of interesting proportions this weekend. The biggest one was unranked Kansas defeated the number 6 Oklahoma Sooners. Sorry, Mike.
Go Hawks.
38-33. There were no passing touchdowns in this game. It was either running touchdowns or field goals were the only. And there was a
good old fashioned
Kansas.
right there.
Kansas had an
touchdown?
early defensive touchdown. They
Okay.
got a pick 6. And their quarterback Jason Bean had
Terrific
a 30-yard TD run, 39 yards for a TD run.
Crazy. Wow.
It's cool
Yeah.
stuff. The surprisingly good Arizona Wildcats knocked off the number 11 Oregon State Beavers 27-24.
They might
can
be
believe.
ranked.
Had to
If
be
you
up
can
to like
believe that. They might have
11:30
cracked-
watching that one.
They might crack the top 25 for that.
I think so.
Also,
They could,
poor
yeah.
old UNC, now ranked, they were ranked 17th after getting beaten last week, got beat again by Georgia Tech,
Oh, geez.
46-42.
Georgia Tech
What
is
could have
being
been,
dog.
Cal almost beat number 24 USC, were it not for a failed last moment 2-point try to win the game.
Yeah, that was.
That's
I wish they
crazy.
won.
What to watch for in week 10, the number 10 Oklahoma Sooners take on the unranked Oklahoma State.
That's always fun.
Cowboys.
Right. The
Is there
Cowboys.
a
So
certain
sorry.
trophy for that game?
There should be. The game should have a
So.
name of some sort. Also, Kansas State 25 takes on number 7 Texas. We know all about Kansas State. Anything could happen. And lastly, shout out to our service people. Army is going to take on number 17 Air Force. Anything could happen in that game too. You never know. Those are big rivalries.
sure.
That's
Air Force
college
is really
football
good.
crazy talk and what to watch for. And we're going to move on with a guest. Yeah, we're going to have a guest. We're going to
That'd be
hear.
cool.
All right.
We're
It's
gonna-
LeBron.
We're going to hear from our sponsor,
what I was
NortheastValleyNews.org, and then we'll be right back. Hey, kids, do you want to make a difference in your community? Many of our personal freedoms rely on a free flow of information from the free press. Become a member of the Free Press by enrolling in JRN 210 at Scottsdale Community College, News and Media Productions. Get involved, make a difference at Scottsdale Community College. Enroll now. We're back with the main event of the evening.
It's like 11. But we move.
Well, right. It's not quite evening yet, but we're working on it.
Main
mean,
event of the morning.
The main event of the morning.
Nailed it.
This
Yeah.
week on the main event, we are going to talk about the National Basketball Association. The season, correct me if I'm wrong, started last week, early in the week.
Last Tuesday, a week
Last
from today, actually.
Tuesday, a week ago, it started. A week ago today. So there's only been a handful of games, but we're going to chime in today and play a little game called NBA Primo or Poor. So this means that what we're going to do is go around and say who we think are going to be our top 4 teams in the East come the end of the season, perhaps, or who we want to be there, in my case. Also, the bottom 4 teams in the East, and the same thing in the Western Conference. Who wants to start us out with their list of NBA Primo and Poor? We're going to start in the Eastern Conference. Ethan, you want to go first?
So are we going around for the Eastern Conference and then we go back?
Yeah,
around for the
we're going to
West?
do Eastern Conference first, and then we'll cash in with the West at the end.
All right. Number 1, we got Milwaukee. Obviously, Damian Lillard had an atrocious game last night, but I think they have the roster to become the number 1 seed again. And Damian Lillard taking some stress off the shoulders of Giannis is going to be big. Boston, they're always really good in the regular season. They're winning 50-plus games. The Knicks, I have them in the 3 seed. The addition of Dante DiVincenzo is huge, especially defensively, but they get another scorer to a really nasty guard play that they have over there in New York. And Philly, I think even though they just got rid of James Harden, they got so many pieces back. And
I think they got a lot of wings that they don't need, though.
that's fair.
True.
But getting those guys, getting role players is key to making a championship run. And that's what they were missing. They're kind of just star ball last year, and getting some role players is going to help them out in Philly.
I think that's been their biggest issue. They've been focused on stars instead of getting the pieces that fit.
Yeah, I think that's the issue with a lot of the NBA, but that's besides the point. For the 12 seed, I got Washington. I would have put them lower, but I forgot about them. I still think Detroit's going to be bad, although Jalen Duren's taking a step up, and he's looked really good so far. Toronto's going to be garbage. I don't need to go much into that. And Charlotte, they're last place in the East for me. I don't think they're very good.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
I
Didn't
think
they
it might
just
be
get rid
time to
of
make a big move
Yeah.
there. It's not Jordan anymore. It's someone else. I
Yeah.
don't remember who. Yeah. I guess
You
I'll.
think they'll ever trade LaMelo?
No.
Probably
If
not.
they haven't done it
He's
yet,
too
I don't think they'll
stubborn.
do it any.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I guess I'll start with my top 4 in the East. I actually have the Celtics, as much as I hate to say it as a Lakers fan. I got the Celtics at 1 because I just think the addition of Drew Holiday with the backcourt of Drew Holiday and Derek White, the defense there is just unbeatable in a playoff game, if you ask me. And Kristaps Porzingis, if he stays healthy, what do you do? Then I got the Bucks at 2. That's just obvious. They're always really good. Giannis, Damian Lillard, Middleton. I actually have the Cavaliers at the 3rd seed.
I could see it.
The same.
I think they're definitely a regular season team. I don't see them making it far in the playoffs like they did last year. But
They didn't make it that
Yeah,
far.
they
got
got-
they
yeah,
got
they
demolished by the Knicks on the
Yeah.
boards, and
speaking of Knicks, I have them as the 4 seed, as what Ethan mentioned. Dante DiVincenzo's big. I'm a big Julius Randle fan as a Laker fan. So yeah, Knicks, also Jalen Brunson. Like they're just really good. Bottom 4, I got the Wizards, just like you did, Ethan. They're good, but they're just not there yet. I actually have the Nets as the 13th seed. I do not think Mikal Bridges can be your best player. I just
they got
don't-
Cam Thomas as another scorer.
yeah,
and
he's been scoring 30 like every night so far. But yeah, I
He's
just
baller.
He needs more support.
I just don't see that team making a dent in any team, especially in
him
a
as a
packed
play-in.
Eastern Conference right now.
Yeah.
13th, I got the Bulls. They've always been just sort of that mid team, but they didn't make a single move in free agency this year or at the trade deadline last year.
Did Vucevic leave?
No,
he's still
Vooch,
there.
Vooch is still there, and
Yeah.
he's
Still
very
there.
much underperforming.
Levine,
far.
he's been.
Alright.
I know he wants out. He hasn't come out and said it, but I know he wants to get out of there. DeRozan, like they have not changed that team in 3 years. It's time to move on. And as you did, I got Hornets as the last in the East.
All right, fair enough. My top pick, I got the Bucks. I mean, obviously Damian Lillard. I mean, and Giannis and Chris Middleton. I mean, that team's just gonna be a beast in the East. Second, I got the Heat, and I don't know how they do it, but they can go from 1st to 8th, and then just go back into the top 4. I mean, it's crazy to think how fast the NBA moves.
They're extremely well coached,
True.
but I don't
Extra,
know
yeah.
if they're gonna be enough of a powerhouse to be a top 4 seed. I can see it.
Yeah.
I think they'll be a top 4 seed, but I think they'll get knocked out in like the second round. Maybe I don't think they'll. Go
I
back
think
to
the
finals.
playoffs is where they'll be better than the regular season.
That's usually
Yeah.
how it happens. They
Yeah,
get
that's
like the
usually
8th
how it
seed
works.
and then go to the finals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're either gonna go to the finals or they're gonna crash out in the first or second round. No in between. Third, I got Celtics. I mean, they're obviously gonna be there. And in 4th, just like you guys, I got the Knicks. I mean, they're a sleeper team. I think Jalen Brunson is a very solid point guard.
I think he'll
and
make the All-Star
yeah.
team this year.
I like
The
Julius
fact that he
Randle.
was a second rounder is so crazy
Yeah.
to me, though. Like watching him at Villanova, I was like, this guy's a star.
And then
they should have taken him in the first round.
I also like Julius Randle a bit because I'm a Lakers fan. Not a diehard as much as him. All right.
Yeah, I forgot I'm wearing this shirt today.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can see it.
Yeah. And then of course the addition. I forgot this guy's name already, but he looks big. And then
Sabonis?
yes,
The
a
bo-
bonus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're talking about the
I was talking about the Knicks.
Dante DiVincenzo.
Oh,
Yeah.
why did I think you said the Kings? Sorry.
What? No. No.
Also,
Sorry.
Sabonis is already
DiVincenzo.
there.
All right. 12th seed. I got the Wizards. I
Pretty
mean,
calm.
We all
yeah.
do.
Yeah, we all have them. I mean,
We
kinda
didn't
same
discuss
thing.
this beforehand.
Yeah.
This straight up
Yeah,
happened.
this just happened. All right. 13th seed. I got the Hornets. I think LaMelo's pretty good, but he hasn't got support, and Jordan is a pretty stubborn owner. He hasn't been good.
And plus, Mikal Bridges, I forgot to
Yeah.
mention him. That domestic violence stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
Miles,
Oh, yeah.
Miles Bridges,
Miles Bridges. Yeah.
I
Michigan
did it
State
again. I
legend.
keep
Yeah.
messing up. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Miles
Hey,
Bridges.
you good?
Yeah.
You good? Don't worry about it.
14th, I got the Raptors. Don't really gotta explain.
No.
And then 15th bottom, I got the Nets.
Okay.
I just
15.
yeah, 15.
Please elaborate.
15. I don't see anything in that team. I feel like they're gonna go into a complete like new overhaul.
Yeah, I
Like
don't,
just because they don't have a big name doesn't mean
I
that
don't
they're
think
not
gonna
Mikal
be
Bridges
winning.
and Nick Claxton can really get it done for you.
Yeah, it's like, can they get it done for you? Like, how are they gonna gel?
They
I'm
got
taking
they
a
got
leap.
good scores. I don't think they have like a deep enough team to make a playoff run, but
That's-
I can see them in the play-in tournament for
I'm
sure.
concerned with their depth. I'm just gonna take a massive leap. It's not even because they don't have a big name. It's more of just like it's giving me it. When you remember when they traded for Kevin G, Jason Terry, Paul Pierce, it's giving me that kind of vibe where they have to go into like a complete rebuild. Maybe I'm not saying they will.
I'm
but for
sorry,
right now,
They
you're
already
you're
have-
comparing Mikal Bridges, Cam Thomas, Nick Claxton, big three to Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. Did I hear
No,
that
the
right?
Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving trade. That where they had like 2-3 good years and then they all got traded or they left. I can see them
Oh.
being bottom feeders. No, I wasn't comparing them to.
Oh, the aftermath.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
got it.
aftermath, the
Yeah.
I
I
am-
think they got a decent haul for Kevin Durant
I
though,
am
so
taking
I disagree with that.
I'm taking a massive stretch here though. I won't lie.
Yeah, that is very much a stretch.
But I agree with you. The Nets aren't going to be a good team.
Yeah, I still don't think.
I don't think they'll be good, but I think they'll be a play-on.
Shall we move on to the West?
Yeah, let's go. To the West.
I'm going to give you my Ole's picks from the heart, not based on anything other than stuff that I like. Eastern Conference, my top 4 teams. I don't have anything against Boston, really. They're old school, so I'm going to leave them in
I
there.
have everything against Boston.
Orlando, I like. I used to like it back in the day when Shaq and Penny Hardaway and they were goofing around down
my
there.
God.
Detroit Rock City. I got plenty of friends in Detroit, so
I
a lot
can
of
honestly
people-
see that
a
happen.
lot of people rooting for
can't.
Detroit. I'm gonna put them in the 3rd
I
spot.
can't see it.
And then in honor of my friend Ryan Carper from South Carolina, I got the Atlanta Hawks in the number 4 spot,
That's not.
creeping them up there. My bottom teams, I don't like New York teams, so I'm putting the Nets and Knicks in the 12 and 13 spot. The Washington, don't care for them. Never liked the Wizards. And then obviously my very last team is going to be Toronto, eh?
Hey.
Well, at least we can agree on
Canada baseball and Canada
Oh,
basketball are
yeah.
in the same sinking ship.
At least
with
we
me.
all know that.
If
Toronto.
that
All
bracket actually happens, I'll give you $100. Like I'm so confident that will not happen.
Knicks are not.
Okay,
gonna
all right.
fall.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just going from the heart. All right,
Going
let's
from the
move
heart.
on to the
Attaboy.
Western Conference. We got to haul butt around the Western Conference here. Why don't we just go ahead and start with you again, Ethan? Show
All
us
right.
what you got here
All
in
right.
the West.
In the West, I have Denver as the number 1 seed. They're coming off NBA championship. They didn't get worse in the offseason. I think they're going to be the exact same, and I think they're going to be a problem. And they're still a very deep team. Golden State in the 2 seed. The addition of Chris Paul, everywhere that Chris Paul goes, they become a better team. Like Houston, Oklahoma City, even Oklahoma City, which is
Yeah.
crazy. But Phoenix, like they were a bottom feeder team until Chris Paul came over. So he makes every team better, and I think they're gonna be a unit. Obviously I have the Suns as the 3 seed. I'm not a big believer of them in the playoffs, but I do think they will make the playoffs, and I think they'll have a big regular season. Big regular season. And at 4 I got Sacramento just because they're really fun team to watch.
I could hear that. The Sacramento.
And for the bottom feeders at number 12, I got the Spurs just because you get Wembanyama doesn't make your team magically make the playoffs. He's a terrific player, but they need more than that. New Orleans, I just like they got CJ McCollum and
Maybe
Brandon Ingram. But
Zion
like,
Williamson who's always hurt.
yeah, Zion Williamson's never healthy. I'm just not big on them at all. Utah, just because they're just there. And Houston is just garbage. That's about
Wow, those
it.
are
Yeah.
harsh words.
They're
Mr.
garbage. Yeah.
That's the nicest way you can put it, though.
Wow.
They're a disaster right
Yeah,
now.
They are.
They
All
paid
right.
John Wall twice. Like what? Last.
So that's your you got all your Western cranked
Yeah.
out?
Yep.
All right, nice.
I'll go to my West. I got my 1 seed as the Sacramento Kings.
Oh, I
Whoa,
love that. I
that
don't
would
think
be-
it'll happen, but I love that.
They're-
Yeah,
they're
I don't
just-
think it'll happen, but I would.
They're an electric team. That's the word I'll use. Electric. Number 2, I got the Nuggets, obviously for the same reasons Ethan said. Number 3, I got the New Orleans Pelicans. I think they can win a lot of games this year. I really do. I think they'll all stay
You're
healthy.
bringing up the Pelicans.
It
Nice.
It depends on their health, really, especially with Zion.
I think this year is the year that they stay healthy.
I dig it.
And then number 4, I got the Clippers. The addition of James Harden. I think James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George is the scariest big 3 that we've seen so far.
So far,
Yeah,
are we excluding
Kawhi
Durant
So
and
far in the
or
history of the
Thompson?
NBA,
Okay,
I'm
but
including that.
do not expect them to win a championship.
I didn't
that.
say championship. I
Alright.
just said they're going to get the 4 seed.
All right, but they ain't winning it because James Harden is a choker. Kawhi Leonard
And
is
then
a choker.
okay,
because you got
my
their-
bottom teams.
George.
I got the Jazz.
They're
Enough
just
said.
there.
I got
Yeah.
the Trailblazers. I think they can be a good team, just not yet because all those new players like Scoot Henderson. He's 19
I think they'll
years
be out
old.
of the playoffs, but I don't think they'll be a bottom feeder. I don't know. I like DeAndre Ayton a lot.
I got the
think he
Rockets
gets paid
at
too much.
13. Same reasons you said, and then I got the Spurs as the last team in the West.
Really?
Okay.
Yes.
I think
Interesting.
Wembanyama will get him away from the 15
Alright.
seed, but that's just me.
Alright.
Thomas, what are you thinking in the West?
First, I got the Nuggets. I mean, I can't shy away. I mean, you got Jokic there. They're so stable. I mean, it's incredible.
And their depth is ridiculous.
And-
Like they had DeAndre Jordan not playing any minutes last year and won a championship.
Yeah, that's great.
Like
And then
crazy.
in second, just like you, Chris Paul with the Warriors, he improves every team. Like
Every
Oklahoma
team.
was expected to be rebuilding. They got the 5th seed and took the Rockets to 7 games. Then in third, I got the Lakers. All right. I'm saying, okay, LeBron is going to drop off. I think Anthony Davis might actually stop getting hurt every game. I think Austin Reeves will be
That's a
very
hot
solid
take.
player.
Anthony Davis.
If
staying
Anthony
healthy,
Davis
yeah.
stays healthy, he's an MVP candidate
Yeah.
every single year
Yeah.
that he is.
that's fair.
And then fourth, I got the Mavs. Yeah, I got the Mavericks. I think Luka Doncic, I think he's gonna go absolutely off. Kyrie's gonna
Dude, they have no big men whatsoever.
Lively, bro. He's the answer.
yeah. No, Luka and Kyrie,
Very
they're just gonna
lively.
it's just gonna be points galore. They're gonna be in a
Isn't he
shootout
like
every single game.
undersized though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just needs to catch lobs. That's all he needs to do. But he won't be able to stop people like Jokic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
don't
can.
have a big man to
Nobody
be
in
a
the league can
4
stop
seed.
Jokic though.
That's true now.
That's
Nobody
fair.
can.
If they meet
I
the,
think Embiid would have a chance. Maybe Giannis, but that's about it.
if they do meet the Nuggets, they're getting swept. I will say that.
Easily.
And in my bottom 4, I got the Trailblazers at 12th. I mean,
That's
moving
fair.
pieces with Damian. I do like Ayton. I just don't see it yet. In 13th, I got the Spurs. I do like Victor Wembanyama. I think he's going to be good, but he's not going to overturn. He's not going to turn your franchise overnight. And in 14th, I got the Rockets. Just complete trash.
They're garbage.
Yeah, they're garbage.
Awful.
And then 15th, I got nothing much to say with this team either. It's the Jazz. They're just there. But I think they're gonna
I
somehow.
think they'll be better than the Rockets, but
I think they're gonna sneak their way down and maybe try and get a better pick.
You'll forget the Jazz were a pretty decent team last year.
They were.
they weren't
were.
bad.
Yeah, they weren't
They
bad.
weren't
but
bad.
I like it
Larry
when the
Markin
Jazz
had
does
a
well.
career year.
Yeah.
I just
The
They're
Utes.
different.
I feel like the drop off
They're
is just
different.
coming simply because of the.
Also, I really
rookie
like
contract.
Jordan
You
Clarkson.
ever play
like,
the
a lot.
trumpet, Oli?
Jordan Clarkson
did.
is such an underrated player throughout his
Yep,
career.
I used to play the trumpet in high school. I've got my.
That's
We got
sick.
Yeah.
2 minutes left in the show,
So it's your 2 minutes.
so
left.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw out my Western Conference picks from the heart.
Oh, God.
Number 1, the Phoenix Suns, of course.
Of course,
Got to put
we
them
live
in
here.
there. Right.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against the Nuggets. I'm a like a part-time amateur prospector. I'd like to find a gold nugget. So I'm going to put the Nuggets in there. I like the name. Sacramento
Okay.
Kings. I don't have anything against Sacramento. They're somebody different. So I'm putting them in my
can do
third spot. And then I'm from Minnesota. So my number 4 pick from the heart is going to be the T-Wolves, mister.
That's a realistic top 4
Mhm.
though, Oli.
All right. Okay. That's
Minnesota,
good.
not so much, but
The poor end of the Western Conference for me looks like this. I'm sorry, Preston. I'm not into LA teams. So I just threw them
That's
down in there. The
Fine by me.
Clippers and the Lakers.
Been
I've
dealing
got
with it all my life.
12 and
I knew it.
13.
I knew it.
number 14. I got the Spurs. I don't like them at all. And then 15, I got Houston Rockets in there. I'm just not impressed.
Okay, you
They're
had
garbage.
some
The
good
Rockets.
takes.
You don't like
especially with
LA
the
and you don't like Texas.
No,
Yeah,
no,
really.
I've got that's basically where I'm
He
at.
has something
Yeah.
against every big
I just
city
don't like
in the
it.
world.
except Phoenix, I guess.
Except
Yeah.
right,
Well, yeah.
right.
He's probably
Anyway, so those are my picks from the heart. We'll see how they come out. These guys used actual information and stuff and look things up, I guess. But
yeah.
I just went from the
or
heart.
just
We'll
watching
see.
basketball.
Hey, the
Yeah.
picks from the heart has been doing pretty good. I won a couple of semesters ago. I won our Premier League pool doing
Ooh.
that, just picking from the heart.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Won. I was the winner. Okay, that was against actual hockey or actual soccer people. Okay, and I won.
I think that's a challenge.
And
for
then
Cohen.
That is a challenge.
and then I
take
have
that
a team in
personally.
the World Series right now because I picked from the heart. The Diamondbacks are playing in there.
respect.
So,
Although picking
yeah.
from the heart for baseball is like it honestly might work because it's so unpredictable.
Thanks for listening today. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll be back next week with some more witty sports talk on This Day in Sport.
As always.
Check us out. Check out our site, anyvalleynews.org. That's where this podcast and some cool stories will be. NEVN FM on Spotify is where you'll find us as well. If you're into social media, check us out at NEValleynews.org on all of your favorite platforms. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Watch some of those basketball games coming up, and for goodness sakes, don't text and drive.
And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Halloween.
Be safe out there, people.